Hello there and welcome back to Bullets for Bucks. I hope you're enjoying the channel. My name's Stephen Bresnall and today we're going to be going over the Howa 1500. They're imported exclusively in the United States by Legacy Sports. So if you have a problem with a Howa rifle and you're in the United States, contact Legacy Sports. Just go on Google in Legacy Sports International and see what they can do for you. They have a great lifetime warranty. Now, the example I'll be using today to go over the Howa 1500 Howa Orcs. So, if you haven't seen already, I have a ton of video reviews on this rifle that mostly were shot last year. Now, I'm not going to compare chassis or stocks today. At the lower end of the spectrum with Howa in the United States, you have Howa Hogue. Then you have the Howa HS Precision, and then the Howa TSPX, the Howa Orcs, such as this, or the Howa HCR. Stocks come in all different shapes and sizes and are, designed differently for certain uses. So you can get a Howa in a cheaper stock, or you can get a Howa in a really nice fiberglass, Kevlar reinforced aluminum bedding block stock. We're going to go ahead and remove the barreled action from the stock so we can go over the nitty-gritty details of the Howa 1500. All right, folks, so I've removed the barreled action from the stock, and now let's go over the features of the Howa, and even more specifically, the Howa 1500. But first, let's look at a second at the barrels that Howa offers. So they offer what I've seen primarily in the United States is a contour number 2, a contour 4, and a contour number 6. 6 being their heaviest weight, and this is a number 6. And 2 being their lighter weight. They offer them threaded 1/2 by 28 or 5/8 by 24, depending on the barrel contour. They're all cold hammer forged barrels that are made in-house in Japan, as is the receiver. Their barrels are come in either a blued finish or a Cerakote finish. All right. So coming down to the receiver itself, this has a scope base attached to it, so never mind that. The top is much like most bolt action rifles, with 2 screws on each side of the base to mount a base onto it. The thing that sets this apart from many other receivers is that it's all one-piece receiver, and it's steel forged. So it's a forged one-piece receiver with an integral recoil lug, and this is the part I really love the most. This recoil lug is super, super beefy and hefty. It's not sandwiched between the barrel and the receiver like a Remington. It's not like a Tikka where it's got a groove through the receiver and a piece of metal that's separate sits in that groove and then into the stock, which is my biggest complaint with the Tikka. And also the forward action screw goes directly into the recoil lug, which just makes this such a firm, consistent, repeatable, solid, snug fit. It is flat. It is a flat receiver on the bottom, and that just allows it to sit very well and very secure in stocks as well. At the back here, you have a very nice HACT 2-stage trigger. Now, one thing that I love about this trigger is that you can't adjust it, but I do not endorse or suggest you adjust it unless you are a trained gunsmith, just because there are risks there. But a lot of the current triggers on the market are kind of made so that it's either impossible or very hard to adjust and customize, and this one is not. It's extremely simple. It has an incredibly thick, beefy housing and is just made bomb-proof. I love this trigger. The coolest thing about it is that you can literally take this trigger off, that easy. Now, if you know anything about Remingtons, you know it's not that easy. It's a pain. You got to take 2 pins out to get the Remington trigger off, and then a side spring pops out and flies through the air, and it has, that spring goes from the trigger to the bolt release, and it's a pain. This trigger is much like a Tikka. It sits in a groove in the receiver so that it centers correctly without you even having to try, so it's very consistent, and it just goes in and out that easy. That there is one more reason I love Howa. Another thing I absolutely love about Howa is that they have a 3-stage safety. So all the way to the rear locks the bolt and the trigger from firing. 1 step forward locks the trigger from firing, but does not lock the bolt, so you can safely remove around. All the way forward, you can operate the bolt and the trigger, of course, and fire. That's a really great feature. Of course, you have a gas vent hole here in case you have basically a case failure or something bad happen up there in the chamber, so that it doesn't explode on you completely and hurt you. Then on this side, you also have, let's see if I can get this in focus, you also have the bolt release. It's very simple, and this comes off very simple separately from the trigger by undoing this little screw right here. You push down on it. Excuse me, you push down on the bolt release, and the bolt comes right out the rear. That is something I really like, and it's very simplistic yet effective. Now let's take a look at the bolt itself. It's a 2-lug bolt, so there's a lug here and a lug here. Has a Seiko style extractor that is very, very reliable and works great, and a plunger ejector. Never had a problem. Literally thousands and thousands and thousands around, thousands and thousands of rounds through Howas. Never had any failure to ejects, failure to feeds, or anything like that at all. Never had anything on a bolt break yet. Also, you have gas vent holes on your bolt should a case fail on you. Coming down to the bolt handle itself. This bolt handle is one piece into the bolt. This is all forged one piece. That is incredible. Oh my goodness, like this makes this thing bomb-proof. Never had a handle break off, never had a handle get loose or wobbly. I mean, that is awesome. Another great thing about Howa, to remove the firing pin from the bolt, you simply twist it clockwise and bam, right there. There's your firing pin. I mean, how much easier does it get? Takes 2 seconds to remove, to inspect, to put it back in. Turn it counterclockwise, and boom, right back in. So excellent design, very simplistic, yet super effective and reliable. So the machining quality, the simplicity, the reliability, and the durability of Howa just plain is better than pretty much any other gun on the market in its price class. Now, sure, there's better. All right, so in closing, the Howa 1500 is an unbeatable value, basically. Yes, there's good budget options below $300-400 for those who don't have the money to invest in a better rifle. And yes, there's better options above $1,500 or maybe even $1,000 than a Howa. But when it comes to value per dollar, I don't believe you can beat a Howa, which is why I choose them so much. Now, the Howa 1500 durability, machining, reliability just can't be beat. It's simplistic yet effective. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe and comment in the comment section below. Let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear if you've had problems with Howa. Let me hear if you've had good experiences with Howa.